People refer to New York City as the city that never sleeps for many reasons. From the subway running 24 hours to clubs being open until morning. But my reason? Well, here you go. So this is the legit sound right now. No sound effects are added to this. We have car alarm going off, we have a jackhammer, more construction, and then all the other sirens and horns that continuously go off here in the city. God, I love New York. But today is a beautiful day today here in New York City. And I also have my old roommate and one of my favorite people on the planet visiting. So Bobby, it is your lucky day.
Okay.
Since I just got some new pegs here on the Super 73. So the both of us,
I'm gonna be able to ride?
we're riding on this thing.
Whoa. Is it big enough?
We're gonna find out. We got room for one more.
Oh no, this is working.
Whenever a friend of mine is in town, always take them to Tompkins Square Bagel.
If you do come to New York City, you cannot miss eating a bagel, and specifically here at Tompkins.
If you guys do come here to Tompkins Square Bagels, you have to get the everything bagel. And actually, whenever you get a bagel, always get the everything. It's the only time where you can get the base and the premium for the same price. A plain and an everything bagel, same price. Alright, this is the first time using this as a backdrop. I do plan to get some other lighting hanging from the shelf right here to make it that cool composition, especially once I'm like all punched in like that. But for now, you guys are gonna have to make do with this. So I wanted to dedicate today's video to getting to know you guys better, make it a more personal video, and answer some of your guys' questions that you asked me on Instagram. If you guys aren't already following me on Instagram, make sure to do that. I post a lot more behind the scenes in my life, and you won't miss out on opportunities like this. So, let's get into it. Leonardo Mataz asks, advice to start YouTube. The best piece of advice I would say is create videos that you want to see created. What are the videos that you would want to watch on YouTube? And if they're not already up there, go create them for yourself. Next question. Vlad.Bulavchik says, why didn't you like your career in finance? What went wrong? Nothing really went wrong. I just was at the bottom of the totem pole. I started off as an intern and I was able to see down the ladder 10 years and see what my life would be like. And when I did that and saw where these people 5, 10, or 15 years older than me were, I wasn't excited. I didn't want to dedicate my whole life to get somewhere that I personally wouldn't be happy to be at. That's when I knew I had to make the executive decision to step back from that career path and try and make it on my own. Drew from the crew says, what does Bobby think of the Super 73 and how's the desk coming along? Bobby, he's plugged into the Matrix right now. Bobby. Bobby.
What?
Drew from the crew
so cool.
says, what does Bobby think of the Super 73?
It's so fun.
You have fun in the back?
It's so fun.
He doesn't like it when I ride no hands though.
Brett is somebody that likes adrenaline, so he seeks it with every single moment on the Super 73. If there's two cars, he wants to go through the middle. He doesn't want to go on the side of them.
That's how we do it in New York, man. It's
Dude,
so much fun.
I get so scared on it, but I have so much fun.
And yeah, desk is coming along pretty well. It is 12 feet long, and if I wasn't filming, everyone would probably be here and it'd be a nice little co-working space, but I kind of kicked everyone out of the way so I could film this. Sorry, guys. Next question. Sarah asks, what do you think a travel vlog should absolutely have? To answer that in one word, I would say substance. And what I mean by that is some type of adventure or climax in the story that's exciting and keeps the viewer wanting to watch it and it's entertainment. Or also something where there's a lot of information and people who are watching it get some type of value out of that. So whether that's a travel guide or the top 10 places to see or anything that gives the viewer information. So yeah, I would just say substance in general. If if you're just making a video of your travels, it makes it a little bit harder to try and get the viewer engaged, especially a newer audience. Okay, now next question is by Luke Redmond Media. He says, what's your biggest business regret? I don't have too many regrets. I'm really happy with where my life has led me so far, so I don't want to say I regret anything, but if there was one thing that I could go back and change, I would say that has to be, well, let me tell a quick story. So a couple years ago, I was working out of a co-working space called Projective. It was in downtown Manhattan, and it was a great place to network and meet other cool entrepreneurs. And there was one guy named David. David used to work at Microsoft and is a brilliant software engineer and developer. And I had this idea for a new type of dope business card. And David loved the idea, so we partnered together and created BOP. Essentially, you had your own QR code and you would be able to scan other people that you met. And then from there, you would have a profile with your websites, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your email, or whatever other links you'd want there. Then David made a beta and I tested it out here around the city, and the response was good. People seemed like it was something that they would really like to use, but we didn't have time or money to really take it to that next level. Then months and even a couple years later, more and more of the companies within that space started popping up that did have both the time, the resources, and the funding. So I would say one of my biggest regrets is, I just say that I am a guy that goes to do something by any means necessary. And this was an idea. I didn't exactly do that. I kind of doubted myself and didn't want to take that leap of faith to try and get funding and make my idea possible. But back then, I had no idea about the process to get funding for a business. I was very naive and just didn't know if it was even possible. But now there's a company where within just a few clicks, you can get funding for your business. Clearco, which is the sponsor of today's video, is the world's largest e-commerce investor, and they have helped a countless number of businesses help scale very quickly. And not just from their funding, but also from their data, their connections, and all of their other resources. Through their Clear Angel platform, you can get equity-free capital, meaning at this stage, you don't have to give up any equity to still get some capital. They have already invested over $2 billion into 4,500 companies. The time really has never been better to start a business than right now with the help of Clearco. So to my fellow entrepreneurs or anyone out there who is aspiring to start a business, then I definitely recommend clicking the link down below and learning more about Clearco. Thank you, Clearco, for sponsoring this video, and now on to the next question. Carissa.Renee says, favorite coffee shop in NYC? Bobby, can you come with me to get a cup of coffee?
Always.
We're gonna show you guys.
Always.
So right now we are headed to one of my favorite coffee shops here in the city. It's actually owned by Hugh Jackman, and everything is, hold on.
Oh my God.
Everything is made fair trade, and they also just have delicious coffee. So yeah, Laughing Man here in Tribeca in downtown Manhattan. One of the best coffee shops here in the city. Hugh Jackman, who is from Australia, and Australia is known for their delicious coffee. They made this amazing spot here in New York. Bobby, for your first time, what do you think of Laughing Man?
It's really good. It tastes like premium coffee. You know, like a lot of times you go to a coffee shop, you're like, hey, why does this cost $6 for a coffee? But this is good. This is worth it. This is, you know why it costs. How much does it cost?
It was like $6.
$6 for a coffee, yeah, exactly.
I went with the honey lavender latte. Definitely recommend that one. Also, another question that we got, which was from Danny Israel, is favorite place to chill in NYC. What do you say we go enjoy these coffees? My favorite place to chill in NYC.
I know where it is. I already know.
So this here is Pier 34, one of my favorite spots to hang out in the city.
Okay, Brett, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
I don't recommend this, but if you want like the real escape vibe here in the city, This is my go-to spot to just like chill out and think.
I don't know if that's such
You
a
wanna
good
come down
idea.
here, Bob?
No, I'm good.
Walk.
There's a bench over here, so. Oh my gosh.
This is the life. We don't have beaches in New York City, but I'll take this. So I figured this would be a perfect place to answer a couple more questions. So let's see what we got here. Bride Tang asks, would you ever move to LA? Ooh, that is a tough question. In the foreseeable future, I don't think so. I do love having New York as my home. This is also where my family lives and where I love living myself. So for right now, I don't think that's in the cards. Perry asks, did you go to college? If yes, where? I did 4 years at Manhattan College, which is a small private Catholic school in Uptown. It's actually in the Bronx, so the name's a bit confusing, but I went for marketing and finance, and that's also where I met Bobby.
I went to Manhattan College too.
Mira asks, what do you love about your job? There's so many different things that I do love about being an entrepreneur and YouTuber, but I would say the number one thing is having the freedom to do what I want and be able to make the executive decisions about where I want my career to go and what jobs I take and don't take. Also, being able to have the freedom to travel whenever I want or even go out during the middle of a Monday to get coffee on the Hudson River. All right, this thing is like very, very uncomfortable to sit on, so we're gonna keep this Q&A moving. What do we got here? Nasia00 asks, favorite place in Greece? P.S. There are lots of really cool places in the south and in some of the smaller islands. Yeah, Greece has so many beautiful islands. I've been to 3 or 4 of them and then also even went up north into the mountains of Greece. This place called Meteora just feels like you are in a fairy tale. Also, you can't go wrong with Santorini. Norma Gelly asks, what do you do to not go crazy doing so much content? That is a great question. And I feel like I have these highs where I'm so motivated to just create. And then sometimes when I get to a peak, I have to slow down for 2 or 3 days and just try and free my mind. Leave my phone on airplane mode and just not stress about creating. And I feel like within that downtime, I then get that urgency and desire to get back to creating. So I'd say just little breaks to remind myself that I love creating content and photography and videography and even editing. So just having a good work-life balance. Yusuf asks, please show us Wall Street building. Okay. So just made it down here to Wall Street, and a little fun fact for you guys. There used to be a huge wall here on Wall Street. Back in the 17th century, it was used to fight off the British and also Native Americans, and now is home to the center of the world for finance. As you can see right behind me, right here is the New York Stock Exchange, where there is millions and billions of dollars traded every day, and hopefully soon, some Dogecoin. So that is going to be it for this week's video, but if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave it a like and hit that subscribe button since it really does help me out a lot. But until next week, we will see you from New York City.